Everyone wants to build the biggest audience they can in social media, whether that's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. But here's the truth. You really only need 1,000 true fans in order to make a living and be able to do this kind of thing full time. Now, that's not the same thing as saying that, oh, you only need 1,000 subscribers, you only need 1,000 Twitter followers, you only need 1,000 followers on Instagram. You need 1,000 real people who are willing to have a relationship with you that leads to a financial transaction. And so today we're going to talk about making $100,000 a year with 1,000 loyal, real fans. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, first of all, welcome. My name is Roberto Blake. I'm a creative entrepreneur, public speaker, and I have a social media coaching business, awesomecreatoracademy.com. And today I want to talk to you about a $100,000 a year income as an influencer or somebody who's leveraging social media and these marketing platforms. And because I know I'm going to get the skepticism because of the view count on the videos and everything like that, I'm going to throw some numbers up here. I'm going to throw up the numbers that represent the sales dashboard of Awesome Creator Academy. And I'm also probably going to just put up like last year's YouTube ad revenue, which I'm going to make a dedicated video about. Because here's the thing. What you believe you need to accomplish in many cases is, wildly over exaggerated. The reality is that if you become more business savvy as an influencer, it's much better in many cases to be paid rather than popular. And there are a lot of methods that you can do this. Now I'm working on something that I'm calling the No BS Guide to Making Money Online. It's gonna be a video, it's gonna be like a 45-minute lecture video where I break down a lot of these concepts more in depth. But today I want to do a normal size Roberto Blake video, which is still longer than most things on YouTube, because I'm gonna break down the financials of how this works. So let's get into some real numbers here. If you had 1,000 truly loyal fans in your audience, it means that you need to be able to have a $100 relationship with them throughout the year. Now, when I say that, the math doesn't seem nearly as intimidating, right? It means that how can I be in a position where I have $100 in transactions with each of my 1,000 most loyal supporters in my audience across all of my platforms, regardless of size. And there are a couple of ways that this actually really works out. So there are different things you can do in terms of transactions. This could be affiliate revenue. I did a whole thing on affiliate marketing, whether that's Amazon or what have you. And there are other affiliate programs. I've done like some videos about these that like do payouts of $100 even per transaction, $50 per transaction, or recurring revenue. So like affiliate marketing, imagine that, you had a number of people sign up for some software as a service. Let's say you got 1,000 people to sign up for a software as a service, and that software as a service was $10 a month, okay? In terms of your affiliate commission. All of a sudden, $10 a month from 1,000 people, that's $10,000 a month. See, the math isn't that hard when you think about it. Now, obviously getting 1,000 people to do anything is the challenge here. But that comes down to, how much in alignment you are with those people. It's why I've told you in the past that there are content creators out there with a following of 5,000, 10,000 that are making a full-time living and income because they have something to sell. They're not living off of ad revenue or even just off of Patreon donations, which by the way, even with Patreon donations, people like my friend Steve Dotto are making thousands of dollars, even as much as $5,000 a month, because not even 1,000, but several hundred people from their audience are making a commitment to them of $5 to $10 a month. For the price of 2 Fiji waters, you can contribute to the feeding and care of your favorite social media influencer. I'm gonna make that joke a couple of times throughout the year, so just know that that's a thing. The way that I approach this is a couple of different ways. A lot of you know that I have a product. One of the things I sell in Awesome Creator Academy is the YouTube Starter Kit. It's not a course, it's a template pack of Photoshop graphics. I used my skills as a graphic designer, as a marketer to make thumbnails, YouTube channel artwork, YouTube end card graphics, live streaming graphics, and I keep kind of updating this bundle every couple of months, and the price doesn't change. And I often run coupons. In fact, I'm gonna run a coupon for that and some of my other digital products in the description down below for you. I'm also gonna leave some links to some other resources, free and paid, that you can take advantage of that relate to this video. Now, I made that product around Black Friday of November 2017. So it's over a year old on that product, and I think I've done maybe 800 sales or more of that product, which is amazing. And I actually don't run a lot of ads for it just yet. That's something I'm planning on, and I don't actually talk about it nearly enough on this channel, but it's one of the things I did that has significantly contributed to the revenue for Awesome Creator Academy and my overall income. And that's one $99 product. Now, I'm not telling you have to go out and make a $99 product. And not all of you are gonna, do things like artwork or templates or things like that, or online courses. Now, if you wanna get into that sort of thing, if you wanna get into online courses, I'm using Kajabi. I'm building something else out on Teachable. Teachable is the cheaper option. I like Kajabi because I'm doing coaching too, and that's another service that I provide. So like there's certain number of people that do the high level coaching with me, and it's a higher transaction. I'll get into that in a minute on how to get more than $100 relationship in a year. But if you want to do something affordable for your digital products, I'm going to link to Teachable down below. Everything down below is probably an affiliate link, just so you know. But see, even that proves my point. A combination of merchandise. If you do the margins right, maybe it's $5 to $10 per t-shirt. If enough people buy different t-shirts, merchandise, posters, mugs, hats, things throughout the year, does it add up to $100 in that relationship? And can you have 1,000 people that are willing to do that? Or some combination of that and supporting you in Patreon, or some combination of that and maybe hiring you to do a service? Can you have 100 relationships with people? 100 relationships with people that are worth $1,000 throughout the year? Are there any relationships that you can have that are worth more than $1,000 per year? Instead of thinking about having the largest audience possible, think from 1,000 people or less, and how much value you can deliver in the relationship and how you're gonna get that value to them and what's the price tag attached to that. That is the key of the 1,000 fans theory and how you make $100,000 a year. It's relationship based and value based. It is a matter of a combination of how many relationships you have and how much monetary value is attached to those relationships in terms of the exchange, the transaction, what have you. Having a variety of products that are between $10 to $50 that are accessible for the majority of your audience is going to give you some of that leverage. That's going to give you the broadest base. Having something that you give people to get them to go to your Patreon. I'm going to talk about Patreon a couple of times here. There are some people I know have concerns with it, but here's something I will tell you that is an advantage of Patreon, and it deserves a dedicated video. But I want to make this point. Patreon support compared to YouTube memberships is different because YouTube takes 30% of the membership fees, and I don't think a lot of content creators know that. So you're not getting $5, you're getting about roughly $3 when someone becomes a member of your YouTube channel. Also, as you guys know, YouTube is very limiting sometimes with being able to reach and connect to your audience with the algorithm. Something I'm looking at, and this is a dedicated video because I'm also still working on revamping this strategy, but something that I'm working on is a more robust Patreon community for you guys, not just perks, but an actual community, because Patreon has some features that I don't think most people know about, which is why I have to make a video. You can actually message all of your Patreon supporters. You can reach 100% of your Patreon supporters. So now imagine if you were on YouTube and you could actually reach 100% of your audience, not only with post, but that you could direct message them if there's an announcement or something you wanted them to know. That's important. You guys know that doing giveaways on YouTube is hard, and it just got harder with the new policy changes, like the fact you can't use Gleam. I have to do a video about the new policy changes because again, another set of policy changes at the beginning of the year. That's an incoming rant, don't worry about it. But my point is that Between Twitter, you can't reach all of your followers. Instagram, you can't direct message all of your followers, and there's not a great system there, although I like the algorithm there a little bit better, to be honest with you. And it's the same for Facebook and most of the social media platforms. The only ways that I've seen around it are doing an email list. I switched from MailChimp to ConvertKit. I'll link to both because MailChimp is free for those of you who are smaller YouTubers not making a lot of money. Just use MailChimp, it's free. If you're a little bit more savvy and you have the budget, ConvertKit long-term will be cheaper because you're not double charged on emails, dedicated video, and also the automations are better long-term, especially if you're a business type person. So I'm going to link to those, but having an email list is direct access to your audience, and Patreon can give you direct access to all of your Patreon members and supporters. So I think that that becomes important in terms of maintaining the relationship. And I think that if you do your strategy right, where you're making both free and paid content on Patreon, you can get more of your supporters over there, which gives you more access to them. And having more access to them is going to let you go deeper, and that's going to probably lead to you being able to monetize your audience a lot more. Not just with Patreon support, but just letting them know about any promos, any giveaways, anything that you're doing that allows them to support you. Now, in the 1,000 real fans theory, I want you to also understand there's levels of affluence among your fan base. It all depends on the demographics and the positioning of your audience. If you have a super young audience, it's going to be harder to get the most monetary value out of 1,000 fans, which is why people who have younger audiences actually need larger numbers to have any chance of making a full-time income and living, because they can't directly monetize that audience as easily sometimes. So that's a real challenge. But if you have an older or more affluent audience and you're doing content that caters to that, tech channels could be a good example of that, business development channels, personal development channels, fitness channels. I think that those are great niches that have people with, a little bit of disposable income, where this 1,000 fans theory really applies a lot better. So you really have to think about your niche when it comes to this. That's why sometimes a strategy that doesn't look like it works good in YouTube works very well from a monetization standpoint in terms of how you segment and diversify your audience with variety content. Now, for growing a YouTube channel, variety content doesn't work very well. For growing a robust business, in some cases it can, because it allows you to introduce diversity of products, diversity of services, or diversity of sponsorships. And that's a strategy that a lot of people don't realize that this channel has had set up for a very long time. It gives me a lot of flexibility as an educator and as someone, with manageable ADHD that gets very easily bored with just focusing in on just one thing. And I have shiny object syndrome. It's a real issue sometimes, but it gives me flexibility in my business offerings, my partnerships, and the other people that I get to collaborate with. So for me, it's a strategy that takes my actual weaknesses in some areas and then leverages them as strengths. And this also allows me to be able to pull, that the audience and the relationships that make the most sense and that I want at a variety of levels. And the leveling is important. So let's recap and break this down real quick into some manageable, actionable steps for you guys. I want you to really think about what you can offer an audience throughout the year, either in one or multiple transactions, that is $100 plus worth in value. I also want you to raise your level and your value to where you feel confident that if you had the right relationships, you could offer more than $1,000 in value throughout the year. And if you're really ambitious, you need to think about how you could deliver $10,000 in value to someone throughout the year. And then you need to start identifying who in your audience do you really believe you can deliver that value for, can afford it, and will respect it? And how can you go deeper on that relationship? What would you have to do in order to cultivate that relationship? Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about, our relationship here. And this is going to be a very good example for you guys. Something that most of you don't know, because I haven't really promoted Patreon in the past. It's been more of a thing for the podcast, which I need to do more regularly. We have some great guests coming. But recently I've gotten very much into Patreon. And I'm giving a lot of free value over there in the form of my blog post, behind the scenes of me sharing my photography, my personal photography, stuff that doesn't even fit on any of my other social media platforms. This is stuff I want to share on Patreon. Gives me a creative outlet, but also lets me give you guys a little bit more of a connection or access to me. And what I really want over there is I want the 1,000 loyal fans. Even if it's just at $1, I would prefer to have you guys over there. I'm also going to start trying to use Patreon to get around the algorithms when it comes to getting people my content. I'm working out a strategy for that as well. But just so you know, there's all kinds of cool stuff over there. At the $1 tier, you get access to my audio motivation library. So it's a lot of audio motivation files that I'm putting out. We also put some out for free if you want to just try it out before you commit to the $1 tier. And we also have the $5 book club, where we're doing a book reading once a month. Right now we're reading 50 Ways to Yay. It's a great motivational book. I highly recommend it. I'll link it in the description. But ultimately, I'm using this as a way to also test out some new content strategies, because I think more of you should be on Patreon. If you're a content creator, because by the way, this isn't just a plug for my Patreon, I'll make a dedicated video as a plug for my Patreon. I want to show you guys different strategies you can experiment with to, one, have more access to your community, because I really believe in both email marketing and direct messaging systems like the one in the back end of Patreon. I'm also looking to live chat capabilities for people with their own website. I also think Discord. If you guys haven't joined my Discord server, link down below. Just get all the links. But Discord brings your community together, and that can strengthen the bond. That can also help you with view velocity in the YouTube algorithm. That definitely needs a video. This has become a long rambling of the videos that I'm going to be making in the future. It might be a good reason to subscribe. But I want to show you guys some of these things, because I really think that they can help with your channel and with monetization and with giving you back access to the relationships you've worked so hard to build. Because I am finding myself frustrated with how some of the social media platforms are operating when it comes to giving you access to the relationship you cultivated with your fans, with your audience, with your supporters. So I really want to know what you guys think about this stuff in the comment section. Feel free to ask me any of your questions about email marketing, Patreon, or monetizing the way that we talked about. But this is something I feel very strongly about, and I hope that I gave you some good, actionable advice in this video. Question of the day. Are you ready to start monetizing your audience? Why or why not? I would actually really love an answer for this question in the comment section, because I want to know what is making you hesitate when it comes to that. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.